Hey everybody, it's Josie. Welcome back to Cedar Creek Homestead. It's Monday morning. It's cool out here, overcast, and I'm out here. I've been in the garden harvesting. Don't pay any attention to this messy hair and dirty hands. I haven't been back to the house yet. I thought I'd show you the produce that I've got coming in. Today is the biggest harvest this year so far in my garden, and I have lots of things coming on. Lots of things are blooming. The garden's definitely liking the break in the heat and a little bit more rain. And I have to say that I feel blessed this morning because I really thought that the drought and just all the hard conditions that we had was going to play out in not so good of a garden harvest. I'll turn the camera around so that you can see these things. And today's also a day that I need to get to the elderberries. They need to be harvested, or the birds are going to get them. The limbs on my pear tree are hanging low with pears that are ready to be harvested as well. And I got to check out the peaches and see how they're doing. So this is a big harvest week for us, and we'll be doing lots of putting things up. Also, Cheyenne is 35 weeks along in her pregnancy, so she's a week past when she went into labor and had little Howie prematurely, and so she's doing good. The doctors are pleased, and she's starting her 1 week appointments, and we've got about 5 weeks to go if she goes to full term. And so we've got a lot to do with that too, making sure that everything is ready for the new baby to arrive. And we're going to be doing some freezer meals and some things like that. So y'all stay tuned, come along with us and see what kind of things that I can get myself into. And you're just welcome to be here this morning. Here is my garden harvest this morning. I've also got some red ripper cowpeas that can be picked, and some knuckle purple hulls that can be picked. The butter beans aren't ready yet. They're making pods, a bunch of pods, just not ready yet. And so I'll just go over this with you real quickly. You can see that I have a cucumber harvest. Now these are Market Moors and National Pickling. Now some of you would think that these are probably too big to pickle, and I probably wouldn't pickle these unless I was going to make relish. And to be honest, my family doesn't eat a whole lot of relishes except for a late season tomato relish that I make. But we like to take these and peel them, slice them up, and put them in a vinegar and water solution along with onions, and we eat on them. Y'all, pardon my dirty hands. We eat on them, and they're refreshing, and we just love them. So I'm not disappointed that this one got too big to pickle. We will enjoy it fresh. Here is another handful of the Armenian white cucumbers. My in-laws are really liking these, and they are prolific. They slowed down a little bit with the drought. They were always putting cucumbers on, though. They were the first ones to produce for me. I had to replant some of the more traditional cucumbers, but these have made all season long. When it got really hot, they dropped off a little bit, but the plant is full of blooms, and so I'm probably going to continue to get more of these throughout the season. We all know that we miss from time to time. One gets away from us, and it's a little bit further along than what we'd normally pick it, but I won't let anything go to waste, and so we will fresh eat this squash. We have all of these other beautiful yellow squashes. I have a really pretty zucchini squash, and it's blooming. I still don't have any zucchinis. All of my peppers are going crazy out there. They set for a long time, but they have taken off. These are all jalapeno peppers. These are the hot ones, and I have, I think, 5 or 6 jalapeno plants, and they are covered in blooms, and I went ahead and picked all these off. A few of them are older, and that's okay. I'll still use them. We've got banana peppers. Now these banana peppers are mild banana peppers, and I will make banana pepper rings when I have more. I got 2. When I have more than 2, I will make some banana peppers and can them, pickle them. I love them with beans. I really like them with lots of things. And so peppers, banana peppers is something that I will definitely pickle this year. Here is some of our bell peppers. I have some purple and some orange. That one actually may be red. The sun's shining on it, and I can't tell. But I do have an orange one back here. I have some yellow, green. I also have these little orange snacking peppers. They're mild. I'll probably slice these and either eat them with hummus or like a red pepper hummus or some cream cheese, something like that for a nutritious and healthy snack. I have some. These are my not-a-pinos. I have to separate them because I can't remember. Once they're picked, there's not much difference in the two of them, and so I have to separate them to make sure that I don't get these mixed with the hot peppers if someone's planning to fresh eat them. Now, I'm not real big on fresh eating jalapeno peppers. I enjoy them better in a recipe or pickled, something like that. Now, finally, last year, if you've been with me for very long, you know that I planted okra 3 times last year and just got just a handful. The okra stand is beautiful, and I'll take you guys out to show you the garden this week, but I've got so much I've got to get done today that after this, like I said, I got to go to the elderberries, and I've got to check on the pears. I got to take some of this produce down to my in-laws and share with them. But I have I have regular okra, and then I planted this burgundy okra, and I have noticed that these stay pretty soft even when they're this size, and so I'm excited about that, and we'll get these cut up and used in recipes. Cheyenne loves pickled okra, so we'll probably pickle some, have some fried okra, and the in-laws will have some too. Look at my beautiful tomatoes. Now, you're going to say, those are not ready yet. And you're right. I pick these. I have to pick these when they're starting to turn. Because I have squirrels, not on purpose. They just come out of the woods. And they love tomatoes. And they get my tomatoes if I leave them on the vine to ripen. The crazy old squirrels get them. And I didn't plant for the squirrels. Now, a few of these have cracks in them. We did get some rain, and these have cracked. And so they'll have to be taken care of first. They're fresh. I don't see any bugs or anything in them, so they'll still be able to be eaten. But they're going to have to be eaten before long, because I don't know that this one will actually ripen all the way with it having a crack in it. So we'll take care of that, but I'm so excited. Well, I'm off to my in-laws to take them some of this produce, and then it'll be back up here after a while to pick some elderberries and possibly pick pears. I don't know that I can get both of them done today, plus all of our other projects that we've got. Isn't that just like the Lord, though? Here I thought that I wasn't going to have any kind of harvest, that the garden was just going to dry up and wither on the vine, and then we had that little water mishap and the garden was flooded. But you know what? Things have taken off. It's cooled off a little bit. Praise the Lord for that. It's in the lower upper 80s, lower 90s. I'm not fooling myself thinking that there's no more hot days in the future, but it is beginning to wind closer towards fall. It's beginning to feel a little bit more like fall, not necessarily temperature-wise, but, you know, the feeling is in the air, I guess. Fall is my favorite time of the year when you get to enjoy your harvest. I've got green beans coming on. I'm probably not going to have a great big harvest of green beans, but I will have some to snap. That's one of my favorite things, and we're going to get busy with this harvest. Okay, guys, I'm back from the elderberry harvest. Now, I only have 2 elderberry bushes. And this is their 3rd year. We planted them the year that we got sick with COVID and all that stuff happened. So this is the 3rd year. I did get a few elderberries off last year. I got more elderberries off this year. And like I said, this is from 2 elderberry bushes. And these are pushed down in there. And when they're ripe, when they're ready to go, they're black. And they're on these flower heads, these where the berries are at. These were flower heads back in the summer. Beautiful white flower heads. And some people harvest the flower heads and they make infused oils to use with in skin lotions. Some people fry the elder flowers. I don't do that. This is the biggest thing that I'm after is the elderberries themselves. And I can make elderberry jelly. I can make elderberry syrup for health benefits. Making a syrup for cold and flu season, and for whatever. And so you'll notice, or hope that you can notice, I'm going to set this bucket down. And hopefully you'll notice on this elderberry that there are some green berries. You don't want to do anything with those. You just want to do harvest the ones that are totally this black, deep, dark purple, black color. Those are the ones that are good. Now, how I do this, instead of, you could take your time and pick every little berry off of there. You don't want any of the stems, any of the other stuff, just the dark berries. And you could take your time and pick individual berries off of there, and I'm sure that there's a lot of people that do that. But what I will do is freeze these heads, and when these little berries are frozen, they're really easy to get off of these stems. And I then can make a choice of what I want to do. I can make jelly out of them. I can, like I said, I can make a syrup out of them. Whatever recipe I want to use these elderberries for. Freezing them first just makes it easier to get them off of the stems. Some people probably freeze dry these. I don't have a freeze dryer, so that option's not for me. But anyway, that's the harvest that I got off of 2 bushes. Now, as you can see, I've got a smashed berry on my hand. I will tell you, these will stain, and they will stain about as bad as what beets will stain. If you've ever worked with beets and got them on your clothes or got them on your counter, you have to really be careful, or you'll have a purpley mess. In the springtime, around your elderberry bushes, they'll send up shoots all around them, and that will become brand new stems that year if you allow them to continue to grow. Your bush will get bigger, it'll get thicker. My bushes are probably they're probably 5 or 6 foot apart, but as you let those stems come up, those branches come up from the ground, those shoots, they will begin each year to kind of encroach upon each other if you allow them to do that. And I don't mind that they do that, but I actually dig some of those up and root them to get more elderberry plants. The other thing that you can do in early springtime when the elderberry comes out is you can harvest some of the branches, and you cut those into pieces with 2 of the nodules on there, and put those in water and let them root. Or you can, if you have a spot, just go ahead and plant them in the ground somewhere. And all of that I can show you again in the springtime when it's time to do that. But I have had some elderberry starts going, and they have struggled because of the heat of summer, the drought. But they are, I will show them to you. I've got 11, so I have a potential. I have 11 of them, and I have a potential for 11 new elderberry plants this next spring. They're in I've grown them in all kinds of different coffee can. This is an old coffee can, and flower pots, and hanging pots, all kinds of pots that I could find to just stick them down in. And I have to be really deliberate with where I plant, because I do have livestock, and I don't want the bushes to come to harm before they mature. So I want to make sure that these have the best opportunity to get started for me. I'm no elderberry expert by far, but I've got these little canes started, and you can see that it's putting out little limbs here, and I'm looking forward to getting these planted. I'd like to get them a little bit stronger and get them through the completely through the heat of the summer, and so in a few weeks I'll be planting these out. Some of them are behind and they don't have very good root systems yet, so I may actually keep them in a protected area this winter and take care of them, kind of babysit them along a little bit, and plant them out in early spring. So it's been a great big harvest day here on Cedar Creek. I've been in the garden. I still have more things that need to be harvested, but I'll have to do that tomorrow. I've got these elderberries harvested, and they need to be put in the freezer so that I can go on to the next step with them. And I have a pear tree over here that is just loaded down with pears waiting for my attention. I got to get busy. Until next time, guys, this is Josie. I love you guys. I really do. Keep looking well to the ways of your household. We're excited to have opportunity to enjoy these things. Those tomatoes, it looks like gravy and tomatoes is in my future, and I'm excited about that. Enjoy your afternoon. If you're having cooler weather like I am and overcast skies, I hope you take a little bit of time to get you a glass of tea or a cup of coffee and just enjoy a little bit of quiet time. Until next time, guys, we're gone.